In 8 weeks, my client went from daily drinking to a promotion and a 25% income boost. Here's how. So, I want to explain to you a little bit about this client, um, keeping his confidentiality. I'm going to describe A to you. A is a young lad based in the UK, in his early 20s, and he's a very ambitious individual. He works as a sales development manager in a company based in the UK, and he's very good at what he does. He's ultimately what you call a high performer, an ambitious young individual that's hungry, that's going to get it. Um, he was working, well, he is working in a corporate role, but he would come to me, no, sorry, he would come home every night and drink 1 to 2 bottles of wine per night. This was after he broke a cocaine addiction. So he was addicted to cocaine for X amount of years, stopped the cocaine addiction, but then picked up an alcohol addiction too. He was feeling really groggy. He lacked energy. He lacked motivation. And it was having a huge impact on his professional life, but also his personal life too. It was enough drinking where it wasn't quite a problem, like it wasn't that big of a deal, but deep down he knew that something needed to change and it wasn't quite right. Something felt a little bit off, and he knew that there was something else that he wanted to be unlocked within his being, and he knew that the drink was essentially holding him back. The cost of not changing was far too high. It was having an impact on his business, his personal life. He's a young lad that is striving for success in business and in life, but this was the thing that was holding him back. And he actually risked losing his job. He risked losing the income. He risked the years of progression and sales and experience that he developed. And he was potentially close to losing the progress that he had made through this drinking habit. He's a young lad. Maybe this would have gone on for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 plus years. Maybe this would have been him for the rest of his life. He wasn't willing to place that bet. He's ambitious and he'd be stuck. So he had tried before a few things, but the most important thing that he had tried that I want to share with you today is just stopping by himself. He'd tried this before. He had a cocaine addiction. He stopped the cocaine addiction, but then he picked up an alcohol addiction. And the impact of the cocaine and the alcohol addiction was huge. It was huge. And what didn't work for him was just stopping. I see this time and time again. People just cut the addictive behavior. And that's great. It's great that he stopped the cocaine addiction, but it's not so great that an alcohol addiction was then picked up. I've seen it with other clients too, where they stop one thing and pick up another. So I want you to be honest with yourself here. Maybe you've stopped your alcohol addiction, but you've picked up a work addiction. Maybe you've stopped your work addiction, but you've picked up an alcohol addiction. Maybe you've stopped X and picked up Y. It will be different for each individual. But I want you to be really honest with yourself here when you're watching this video and get really clear on, have I maybe picked something else up? Um, I'll get on to in a minute why just stopping doesn't work, but that was super, super important to understand that just stopping didn't work for him. And the impact that the alcohol had on his performance was massive. He was going to work lacking motivation. His drive was depleted. He is a very ambitious, usually motivated individual, and performance is a top priority for him. His relationships were suffering at home, but also his relationships with friends too, and also family, of course. He didn't really know who he was or where he was heading. He felt a bit stuck, a bit lost. And again, he's a very ambitious individual. So he was happy with doing the reps, going to work, earning good money, and everything like that. But he knew deep down that something needed to change. He hadn't had a day off in X amount of time. He was working weekends. He was really pushing himself to limits, whilst also using alcohol most days. He was chasing his tail constantly. His family life was being impacted. He felt anxious, he felt guilty, he felt sadness. Deep down within him, he knew he wanted more and was still showing up, but he knew another level could be unlocked. He was operating on this level here. He knew that to go to the next level required a new identity, a new way of thinking, a new way of performing, and a new way of being. He had a loud, busy mind. He was constantly overthinking, ruminating, always on at work, and never being able to switch off, constantly checking emails, um, coming home from work and sitting down on the sofa watching the TV. And then he'd get a client message him, and then he'd get this text and get this and email, there, bang, 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 constantly on. The subconscious reprogrammer system cured all of this for him. The subconscious reprogrammer system is all about getting to the root cause of why this pattern was taking place. Now, I won't go into too much detail about his story and going into depths, but essentially, there was a couple of things in childhood that was pulling him into the addictive cycle. He was experiencing a certain emotion from the childhood event, which would actually be triggered during a working day. So for those of you that are listening, I want you to get really clear and get introspective on on yourself and who you are. And I want you to understand how your story could be similar to his. And what I mean by that is an event in childhood made him feel a certain emotion. This certain emotion got triggered during work, right? Let's say it's lack of confidence, for example. Lack of confidence got triggered during work. Whenever someone does something wrong at work, or they don't feel confident, or whatever is getting brought up, instead of feeling that emotion, instead of letting the emotion pass through you and surrendering to it, he would pick up a bottle of wine, or in other people's situation, maybe alcohol, beer, wine, Coke, whatever it is, to essentially quiet that little voice on your shoulder that you know is just there, but you really don't want to kind of tackle it right now. And it would just push it away for a certain amount of time, then it would rear its head again. Push it away, rear its head. And there's just this constant battle. I did my hypnotherapy with him, my cognitive hypnotherapy, and we cleared this initial insecurity or negative emotion. That then allowed him to head to work feeling confident, feeling happy. And if he did get something wrong, which we all do, we're humans, right? If he did get something wrong, this emotion wouldn't arise because he had done the work on it and he had changed his relationship to the feelings, the thoughts, and the emotions. And when he got home, he then didn't have to drink the bottle because he felt good within himself. And this was all within a couple of sessions. We managed to actually shift that initial emotional barrier and everything changed. We reprogrammed his subconscious mind. And for those of you that don't know what the subconscious mind is, it controls 95% of our behaviors. It's like the iOS software that is running behind the scenes to run the iPhone. It's the same for us. And it's super important that the subconscious mind um, is in our favor, is working in our favor rather than this battle against us. Um, the reason why the work that we did was different to what he had tried in the past, i.e., just stopping by himself, was because now this addictive cycle will fade away for a lifetime, right? And this isn't just about the addiction. Obviously, the addiction is why he came to me and he's now sober, which is fantastic, 2 or 3 months now. But also the performance in work, the way that he feels as a human. The addiction is just a byproduct of all of this, right? He's now showing up differently within himself in work, in relationships, in personal life, and everything has changed for him. Um, there's no more yo-yoing. There's no more stopping the addiction, picking it back up, stopping it, picking it back up. He's just at this constant level of being good. Um, he's got a solid psychological and emotional foundation for him to now build on and grow. The results of the work that we've done is second to none. He's sober, like I said, about 3 months now. He's got clarity. He knows what he's doing when he's doing it. He's got confidence. He's actually confident at work. And when he's showing up differently, the clients can feel that. He can feel that within himself. So he's more confident and energetic. Um, he's making more sales. His income's improved. He's actually got a promotion since we've worked together too, in the space of 2 months. And he's just an all round better human being. He's got a quiet mind. He came to me with an overactive, overthinking mind, and he just thought that that was just him. But now it's not. He's got the thinking and tool, he's got the thinking frameworks and the tools to be able to, when he experiences this overthinking or whatever comes up for him, he has the tools and the frameworks to overcome any mental challenges that come across his path. He's got a quiet mind. And that's so important because he was drinking to switch off from the racing mind and the negative emotions. Now he's got a quiet mind. Now he can actually feel these emotions and not let it get in the way. He doesn't have to reach for the drink. Um, like I said earlier, he's had a promotion now. His income has increased by 25% roughly. He is now actually saving £100 a week because he was spending £100 a week on alcohol. Now he's saving that. He's no longer anxious at work. He's got a stronger family life. He doesn't need to drink wine to feel calm. His mind is quiet. His confidence is real, and his performance in work has never been higher. So if A can do it, so can you. You really can. And if you're watching this, if you've watched to the end, you're on the right path. Even by spending 5 to 10 minutes, however long this video is, listening to how someone else can do it, that is evidence and proof that you can too. The only difference between the people that get the results and the people that don't is the inaction. So if this sounds like you, message me on Instagram, fill in my form on my website. I'll drop the links below. Just drop me a message and I'll walk you through exactly how we did this and how you and I can do it together too. So that's it for today, guys and girls. Hopefully you saw value in today. I want you to do a couple of things for me, please. Please hit subscribe, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. This will be a massive help for me. I'm really now trying to push the YouTube and the Spotify to provide more value for you guys and girls. So please hit subscribe. Please drop me a like or a comment. Pass this on to someone that you think may benefit from this episode too. I'll drop all the links in the description below. I'll drop a link to book a call with me. So if you want to have a chat with me about kind of how I can help you achieve this result too, then I'll drop the link below. And yeah, gonna leave you the same way I leave you always. Peace and love.